Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholohimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chacha Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M, Ahwa, that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, to the best of their ability. This is Yachnan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson and praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is an article in Newsweek, and it says new cash law could change shopping for millions. New York shoppers will soon face one less barrier at the checkout as a newly designed law forces merchants to accept cash payments. Last week, as per the New York State Senate website, Governor Kathy Hochul signed a bill prohibiting food stores and retail establishments from refusing to accept payments in cash. Why it matters. The COVID pandemic accelerated what has long been seen as an inevitable transition towards a cashless society, with both merchants and consumers expressing an increasing preference for touchless payment options, right? So you have people that want to still deal with cash, because you got a lot of older people, that's what they do. They deal with it like that, they're not all tech savvy. I'll put it that way, for lack of better terms. They're not into, all this shit that people are doing, tap and pay, and, knowing about cash wallets and all this other shit in the phones. And, they're just going, hey, shit, my old man, he'll still fill out a damn check, man. He be ordering checks like, man, you still be filling out checks. Ain't certain shit. He'll pay for it with a damn check. He'll put that shit in the envelope and he'll send that bitch to a bill company. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to do certain things online, but he's not tech savvy like that. So that's going to affect a lot of poor people, so to speak, people on the Lord, because everybody don't have no goddamn Apple iPhone or no, they just not into it. It's just not big with them like that. But Esau is going to force it into the people. He's going to force it on the people. I seen a lady, and she was the older lady, God bless her heart. She looked like she might have been about 70 something, man. And she was looking at the self-checkout shit in Walmart, man, and she was just confused. And just so happened, which was, hell, you asked me unsafe, but it was a young lady that was standing there, and that helped her out. No, she kind of, gave her, a little space, but she was trying to tell her what to do, like, swipe your card, I do this and do that, without seeing, her little PIN numbers and shit like that. But had she been a ruthless ass person or a reckless person, she could have been, like, okay, we got one, coach. And been all in that lady's savings and 401ks and retirements or whatever the case may be. And let me just get this real quick. I was looking at it in a few different versions. 2 Corinthians 2:11. This is the BBE version. Translation, it says, so that Satan may not get the better of us, but we are not without knowledge of his design. And that's a good translation. We're not without knowledge of how Esau actually gets down. This man is wicked as hell. We're not ignorant of the fact that, when that COVID shit went down, we was already saying that he was going to use that to cut into cash payments, which he did. He cut drastically into cash payments. They changed a lot of stuff around that people don't really understand or really know as of yet, but there was a lot of bills that was passed. A lot of stuff went down that changed the way payments went forth. And they're only going to get a lot more, deviant with that shit, man. Because Esau is on a prowl. He's on a move, man, with this MOTB. This is what this is all leading up to. That's what I want to really bring out. Right? So let's go back into the article. It says many businesses have adjusted accordingly, with some now even refusing to accept cash as payment, prompting the introduction of this bill. But research shows many Americans, particularly older and lower income consumers, I just said that, still rely on cash for their daily transactions, according to the Federal Reserve. A report from the Atlanta Federal Reserve Bank published in May found 83% of adults used cash to make purchase in the previous month. So if it's 83%, then this other little, 15% or so, how are you going to let that overshadow? You can clearly see people still spending cash. So what is the problem? They want to make shit digital, man. They want to take it to that next level. That's the problem. And they know that they got to force it in a way because they know that people are not going to just fall for the bullshit. People not, they prefer their privacy. People understand that once I get to making all these, because see, once you make a digital payment, they on your ass. They know exactly where that payment was made down to the millisecond. They know exactly what time it was from there. Why you think they're looking for doorbell cam and looking at cameras? First thing these officers and everybody do when some shit go down is they're looking at cameras. They want to see the cameras. Now they can see a time, and they can put together dot to dot and follow your ass east, west, north, or south with everybody that's got a damn camera on the outside of their building when you do shit like that. Now, if you came in and you spent cash, that would be something different. Not to say that they can't still follow you on the camera. They can still follow you, depends on the situation. But when you make that digital payment, that motherfucker stays there forever. Now, they can see when you go to the ATM, because even if you go inside a bank, because a lot of inside banks, you can't get much cash. If you can get cash, they'll generally tell you, we don't have cash inside. You got to go to the ATM machine, which is crazy as fuck. But you go to the ATM machine, you get out what you want. Now, you got the money in your pocket. Now, they don't know where all that money is being distributed at now. They don't know where that money is going. You might give, $25 to your little son for his allowance, or he raked the grass. You try, put a little money in his pockets, got him doing some chores. You might give $50 to hell, somebody you borrow some damn money from. You might give, $75 to some guy that, he's going to do an oil change for you, some brakes or some shit, some little side job or something. See, they don't know where that money is going after you get it out of the bank. They know that you was at the bank. They know what time you was there. They know all that, But they lose sight of where the money went from there. And it's all about control. Okay, but it says, so this is the Atlanta Federal Reserve. Found 83% of adults use cash to make purchases in the previous month. Meanwhile, the American Consumer Institute has highlighted the contemporary benefits of cash transactions for both merchants and customers, citing the avoidance of interchange fees, and potential card surcharges, and argue that it serves as an expression of consumer choice, because, like right here in the hood, if you make a purchase, like say for instance, you're using your card, you're using a debit, you're using tap and pay. Certain stores, if that purchase is not above $10, then they tack on an extra 50 cents to $1 to your bill, which is crazy work. But if you got cash, you can avoid spending that extra $1. So, cause Ishmael be getting down in the hood. They don't give a shit. They getting your ass. They getting you. Esau even got a surcharge for EBT users or Snap users. It's a spot up the street, not too far from me. They got a damn chicken spot in there, and these are fucking this is Elon. Elon done took over the damn church's chicken and all that shit here. But they charge Jake an extra $3 off the Snap card just to fry fresh chicken. They actually have that shit posted. I'm like, y'all charging an extra $3? Like, motherfucker, you cooking the chicken already anyway. But that's how, and that's these other nations coming in and licking the womb of our people too. And you got Israelites that want these motherfuckers to be on the chariots with us and be on the same level as us in the kingdom. No, that's not going to be the case because they're over us now. They're in their kingdom. But yet, you trying to, you know what I'm saying? You want these wicked motherfuckers that's over you. Don't give a fuck about you. Motherfuckers won't say hi, won't greet you, They got cameras all down all the aisles. They walking all up. They looking, and hurry up and buy, These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you, man. And Jake's silly ass. But anyway, it says what to know. The bill, A7929A, well, all that good stuff. We ain't going to go through all the numbers. Was introduced in April of this year, sponsored by Democratic Democrats James Sanders Jr. in the Senate and Assemblywoman Catalina Cruz, and it sounds like Northern and Southern Kingdom probably, as well as prohibiting establishments from refusing to accept cash. The bill prevents businesses from levying additional fees or surcharges on cash payments compared to cashless transactions. Yeah, I mean that's righteousness. You know, how you gonna charge somebody extra? That's what I always said about debit. I used to fuss about that, years back and shit when they first started doing little silly shit like that. Like, they asking you credit or debit, but there's a charge just to use the fucking machine. Oh yeah, or at least that's what they're telling you. Yeah, every transaction they charge us. So here you go. They're charging you the same as whether or not you're using debit or credit. Like shit, my debit is fucking same as cash. I'm not borrowing no motherfucking money from no credit card. You know what I'm saying? To make a purchase here, this is my money. But that's when I started keeping keep some cash on me, man, straight up, just for shit like that. So they but you got Jake that just don't give a fuck. Jake just so reckless. And I've been praying about being a better steward, or a better just basically a better steward over what the Lord has blessed me with. You know what I'm saying? And because Jake will let a quarter go. He'll let a dime go. He'll let 50 cents go. He don't give a fuck. He just it's just all that let me just get my shit and go. But no, you gotta be better about stuff like that, man. Be a better steward. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord, he sees that, Okay, it says the bill passed easily from the state Senate and Assembly, with the most recent floor vote totaling 53 in favor and 3 against and 1 absent and 6 excused. And thanks to Governor H.I.M's signature, New York now joins a handful of other states have adopted cash protection measures in some form. In 2019, New Jersey effectively banned cashless establishments. Yep. Colorado enacted a similar measure 2 years later, requiring retailers to accept cash for goods or services with limited exceptions. And a bill currently being considered by lawmakers in Ohio would require businesses to provide at least one point of sale location, which accepts cash for transactions of $500 or less. What people are saying. New York Assemblywoman Catalina Cruz, one of the bill's sponsors, posted to Instagram in April, "Too many stores are going cashless, shutting our seniors, immigrants, and working class New Yorkers who rely on cash every day. Our bill makes it clear. Retailers and food stores can't refuse cash because access to essentials shouldn't depend on credit card." Yeah, but this is what Esau has been working for so long, man. Senator James Sanders Jr. told Newsweek, "I firmly believe that this legislation was necessary to protect some of the most vulnerable New Yorkers. While digital payments are becoming more common, not everyone has access to a credit card, bank accounts, or smartphones. Many seniors, low-income residents, immigrants, and young adults rely on cash to manage their daily lives. By allowing businesses to refuse cash, we were unintentionally creating a two-tiered system that excludes hardworking people from basic goods and services. This new law restores fairness," he added. "It ensures that every New Yorker, regardless of income, banking status, or technology access, can participate fully in the economy." Republican state senator, you get the point. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this script, because that was pretty much about it anyway. But let me get one more scripture. I can get this one again. Let me see though. 2 Corinthians 2:11. In the Good Word translation, it says, "I don't want Satan to outwit us. After all, we are not ignorant about Satan's scheming. We're not ignorant of how this man gets down, because eventually this is what it's going to all lead up to." Revelation 13:16. Let's start there. I was just out here trying to let my little truck warm up a little bit before I hit camp. Be set and ready to rock. Getting colder, baby. It's colder out. Be my first cold day going out. Yahweh willing. This is Revelation 13:16. "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Right? "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You're not going to be able to buy or sell soon. See, all this stuff that they're doing, it's a good fight, but it's not going to work, because this is prophecy. Prophecy has to play out. This is prophetic. This is going to be the great test, man. This is going to be the great test for everyone on the planet. That's why it says both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. No one is going to be able to avoid this testing that's going to come, man. The Lord is about to get down on that. That's his word. His word shall not return to him void. Now, when you go into chapter 14 here, and you want to, we're praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for the strength, endurance, and that straight spirit to just resist with all strength, man. Esau, man, and his bullshit, man. It's going to come a point where you're going to have to just be out here and really have super duper superb faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and what he said he's going to do for you. Isaiah 33:6, this wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, man. You're going to want to be on point with. That's why it's so important. The scripture talks about blessed is the man that reads. You want to be reading, filling your spirit up, and listening to these lessons, man. Listening to these videos, man. As much as you can get in. You know what I'm saying? We had downtime. You want to relax and chill. You know what I'm saying? And just relax. You need some balance. But yeah, overall, man, throughout, you want to pray. You want to be praying without ceasing. Continually reading. Continually meditating on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All your moves throughout the day should be associated with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Not making rash decisions and shit. But this is Revelations 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? This is what's going to happen. Verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So this is going to be a torturous torment. I mean, you just go, if you're alive. Because matter of fact, let's get chapter 16. If you're alive and you got that shit in you, you're going to eat a missile. You're going to eat one of those thermonuclear missiles. You're going, your eyes and your tongue is going to consume while you stand, man. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. But let's go to chapter 16, verse 2. If you actually survive it, and you still might catch a missile, or no, you're still going to catch a missile, Salakia. That's if you're alive and you still standing on your damn feet. But what's going to happen when you get this shit, it says, Revelation 16:2, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So, hey, that noisome and grievous sword, ain't no telling what the fuck that's going to be. That's going to be like probably Cancer 2.0 / some other shit with it, man. Let me see. In the Good Word translation, it says the first angel poured out his bowl over the earth. Horrible, painful sores appeared on the people who had the brand of the beast and worshiped his statue. Because you have to imagine they're basically about to put this cell phone in your ass. It's already got radiation to it. It's already got 5G, 6G, 10G, 20 goddamn G running in it. And just imagine them putting that small grain of rice, they're saying, underneath your skin, and how that shit is going to be powered. And then you looking at all these, it's a lot of data banks that they're trying to build throughout the, I think they just protested the one in Alabama. All these data centers, with your fucking Meta, your Facebook, your all these technocrats, man, all, your Silicon Valley guys, they got all these big ass data centers in your cities, sucking up all your damn water, running up your damn electricity bill. So if those centers in those regions, the trees be dying, the damn birds be dying, everything around, because it's pulling, that shit is like a pool of fucking energy that you're not supposed to absorb, man. Your body is not situated for that kind of absorbance of just straight raw electricity, energy, and whatever the fuck Esau got going on, man. So if they put that shit in you and that shit go away, because it's not gonna be like a one size fit all. That was with that COV-19, that jump shot. When the motherfuckers got that jump shot, everybody's body is not the same. You know, some people is able to resist it a little bit better than others. You know, you know, Jake got a stronger resistance to a lot of shit, and that's the reason why they want to test that shit in Jake to begin with. You know, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But still, the thing of it is that obedience that you're giving over to this man. You're giving over you're basically like, you know, forget the Lord. This man is my king now. This man is my provider. He's the all-seeing, all-knowing, and if I need anything, he's gonna provide it for me and not the Lord. His artificial intelligence, his artificial way of life, man. So I just seen this article, and I remembered this happening maybe it's been a couple of years here now. I think going on maybe about 2 years since they passed the bill here. So and this is not a lot of states, man, really that's even involved in this. It's only a couple of states that's really trying to say, hey, nah, let's chill. You know, no. Esau pushing full stream ahead. He's pushing full stream ahead, man. Oh, yeah, it's kind of snowing a little bit here. Yes, getting a little snow. I guess I'm gonna see if I can make it out here. All right, bet though. So, yeah, hey, all praises to Yahweh Bashim side. We're living in some very serious but exciting times. You know, it's getting to a point where we're gonna have to, you know, leave these fucking jobs, man. Really, just go ahead and just famine of the word coming. Get the fuck away from these people, man, and just wait on the Lord, man. You know, but this wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, man. Like the scripture says, that's real. So I'm gonna end out there. Pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwam Yasha Allah and a Baba Ball.